Are you looking for a good notebook or a good journal? Maybe you've looked at a bookstore or a department store or maybe somewhere like Target. You go in, you look for a good journal, and you see one of these. And then you ask yourself, is Moleskine any good? Hey everyone, I'm Dave with Beast Made Reviews, of course a channel dedicated to talking about quality products that bring your life value. Lately, I've been going down the rabbit hole about paper and journals and everything about it. I've been looking for some really good paper, and I'm sure you've seen some on this channel before already. But one of the journals, notebooks, paper that comes up is always this, the Moleskine journal. And personally, I've been on a big fountain pen kick, so I'm looking for paper that can specifically handle wetter inks that fountain pens use. And so this was one journal that a lot of people had talked about. Good things and bad things about it. And maybe you're out there and you're wondering the same thing. You're just wondering, is Moleskine still a good brand out there? Do they sell quality journals? Should you spend your hard-earned money on something like this? So I want to give this another chance. I bought one and I have a lot of thoughts I want to say about this. And before we get to that, if you like this type of content, consider subscribing down below. If you like anything pens related, quality products, EDC, anything cool, I think you really like it here. And if you're interested in this product, I'll have a link down below, and that is an affiliate link, and that will help support the channel anytime you buy through there, and I always appreciate it when you do that. I'll also have an alternative. So if you don't like Moleskine, you want to try something maybe better, I'll have an alternative down there as well. Oh, and also I have new merch. I have a few different designs with more coming and a few different products, but this shirt is a great way to show all your friends the correct pronunciation for the pen brand, Calico. All right, let's get straight to it. What is Moleskine? Who is Moleskine? Now this is pretty interesting. So this brand came out in the mid-90s. It's an Italian brand. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that the right way because apparently there's no official pronunciation, even though they have an Italian pronunciation on the Wikipedia website. That's contradictory, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Years ago, I remember these Moleskine journals being extremely popular. One of those kind of artsy traveler's notebooks. You can write in it, journal in it, put little clippings in there and stickers and all kinds of stuff. I wouldn't do that. But I always thought that it was just cool that people liked it that much. You can just do anything you want to it. I remember years ago wanting to start journaling in some way. I didn't really keep up with it at the time. I went to Target, I looked around, I saw Moleskine, I looked at it, thought I might get it, and then saw the price tag and thought, nah, I'm not getting that. And though they've been sold a couple of times to different bigger brands, you can still buy them in Target today. And so this is still one of those brands that has a pretty wide distribution across bookstores and department stores, stationery stores, different things like that. But the funny thing is there's almost no information about Moleskine, how they started, who they are on their website. And they even have a page that says who we are or about us. And they say almost nothing about who they are. I'm assuming these are still made in Italy, though I couldn't really find any definite information about where these are made. Now on their website, they mentioned that they resurrected this style of notebook, but they didn't really say where they resurrected it from. And so Wikipedia actually has more information about the Moleskine notebook than the actual website itself. And they say that the author Bruce Chatwin once wrote about it in his book, The Songlines, about buying a little black oilskin notebook in Paris and called them Moleskines. And so that apparently was the idea of the relaunch of this style of notebook. Pretty obscure. Now this is their soft cover version, though they do have hardcover versions as well, which might even be more popular. And of course this is in black, but they also have a number of other colors that they also sell for these as well. Now this is 5 inches wide by 8.25 inches long. It has 240 pages. It uses 70 GSM paper that's acid free. It has an elastic closure on the outside, a ribbon marker. It has a back pocket, and hey, there's a free sticker for quality control. It does lie flat when you open it up, and I got my pages in ruled, though they also come in dotted and grid as well. All right, now let's get to a couple of pros real quick. The first pro is I think these just kind of look cool. I like it's just a little black book, nothing on there, nothing fancy, hardly any name, though there is a little print on the very back that says Moleskine, but very subtle. So many other notebooks have copied this design that it looks almost generic in a way, but I still like this format, so I'll at least give it a pro for that. It does still look pretty cool. Next pro is that they do have good sizes. These come in a few different sizes. The one that I got is their medium, and if you look at this, you would think that it's an A5 size. but it's actually not. Each size is very convenient, so good sizes there. Next Pro, very easy to find. You can find these all over the place, and that's great. You don't have to go to an online store to buy a good notebook. You can look at it at a store, hold it in your hands, see what it feels like, have that tactile impression of it being in your hands. That is a big plus. You can't do that with every stationery brand out there. Moleskine, super easy to find. Next pro is that these are pretty durable as well. The outside is not leather. I don't really know what it is, but it kind of looks similar to leather. And I do find that it is pretty durable for what it is. I mean, it's not leather, so it's not going to last you forever. But given its size, the fact that it is paperback, it's a little bit more durable than just a standard paperback book, so that's really cool. At least a little bit of a pro there. All right, now let's get to my cons. First con here, and a lot of pen people already know what it is. Terrible paper. The paper in this is some of the worst paper I've ever used outside of copy paper. I almost would probably prefer copy paper because it's cheaper. It feels okay in the hand, like it's not super rough. It feels on the smoother side, but for whatever reason, it just bleeds and ghosts and does everything you don't want paper to do when you're writing on it. Now with fountain pens require paper that is a little bit thicker, a little bit more resistant to watery inks. And if you're not a fountain pen person out there, I'd understand that you don't really care about that. But a lot of folks out there want a good notebook that can resist that ink. But Moleskine is absolutely terrible. It always bleeds with any ink. And the weird thing is, I used other inks as well, like ballpoints, and Pilot G2 Refill, one of my favorites for just ballpoints, and it even bleeds through, and that's incredible. I've never seen Pilot G2 bleed through any other paper, and of course marker bleeds through. There's a ton of ghosting on the back too, where you can see a lot of the writing. It's almost as if this is super, super thin paper, so it's just not really good for pen writing, unfortunately. My next con is that the overall quality is really just mid. It's very mediocre for what you get here. You just look at it and you see that it does look super cheap. The outside, even though it's a little bit durable, is not the best. The ribbon is not great. The paper obviously isn't great. Even the elastic on the outside isn't great either. It's very thin. Next con is that this is not an A5 size. It's almost the same size as A5, though A5 is a little wider and I think even a little bit taller. Journals have standard sizes that you can get, and this is not one of these standard sizes. And I did mention that it's a good size. It is a good size, but because it's not a standard size, a standard A5 size, it won't fit in any journal holders of the A5 size. So if you have a nice leather journal, or if you have like a journal cover that you want to use for that, and you have what you think would fit this, it's just going to be too small. That is annoying. My next con here is that this is a terrible price overall for what you get, terrible value. But for what you get a very mediocre notebook for a really high price. There are other notebooks out there, even in stationery stores, retail stores, supermarkets, and those notebooks are cheaper. And even if they're not as good, at least they're cheaper than this. This offers you terrible quality at a premium price, and so the value is just not there. Either give me a cheap quality with the cheap price, or give me premium quality with a premium price. Right now, it's not doing that. And my last point is you can find knockoffs of this for really cheap, and even the knockoffs are better than this. There's a lot of journals on the market, and a lot of them are trying to do what Moleskine has done. Most of them do at least what Moleskine does, if not more. And there are so many great notebooks out there that have just better quality overall, with better paper, better construction, everything. You can find a lot of copies of the Moleskine design for far less money, and even the copies that they sell are much better. Now, it might not be perfect. It might not look exactly the same as Moleskine, but I have one here that's a hardback. Someone gave it to me. It's the exact same size as a Moleskine. The paper, so much better. And it was just something cheap that they gave me as just a nonsense gift for Christmas in my stocking or something. And it ended up being a pretty good notebook. Final thoughts here. Is Moleskine good? I think you already know my answer here. Ultimately, no, this is not good. You want something that is going to be a better value, whether you want something that is cheaper, that is meant to be cheap and is sold cheaply, or you want something that is far better in quality at a more premium price. There are two customers for Moleskine. Neither of them are going to be satisfied with Moleskine ultimately. So because of that, we're going to just have to kill Moleskine, and you're going to have to wait and see for my next video on Moleskine killers. It's actually probably not my next video, but stay tuned, I'll have it soon. So yeah, Moleskine sucks. They don't even have any skin of moles on this thing. It's garbage. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. I'm Dave with Beastmade Reviews.